Peace, peace, peace. Good to have you in the building. Good to have you in the building. How's everybody doing today? All right, I hope you're doing good. I wanted to talk to y'all today about Ukraine and Russia. But my question is it really a universal distraction to actually usher in cryptocurrency universally? Right? So, I'm going to get into how me personally, this is just me wondering this. Right? I didn't know we went on a break again. Um, yeah. So, this is just me pondering over, the agenda of the world order. Right? Pardon me 1 second. Got to grab my keyboard. All right. So we in the building. Be over here breaking down some lava cake. All right. So outside of that, let's get into what we are talking about here. All right. Now, I've told many people, why Russia, well, not Russia, why, on me, why is Israel involved in the Ukrainian Russian war? Right? Because if this is about just the UN, right? If this is a beef about the UN, then nobody can go to Russia and have a beef with Russia. Right? So that's just one thing. Ukraine ain't inside the UN. You know what I mean? So right there, the promotion towards, this involving the people and, globally into a scrimmage between them, money, from what I understand, Putin, pardon me, investing a lot of money, billions into Ukraine, right? And so that's what you might think is the conflict. No, right? I'm going to pull up a map real quick. Hold on. All right. Come over here. Let's go into map of Europe. All right, so let's come over here. Let y'all watch with me. All right. So let's go into this map of Europe. All right, let's go look into this one. All right. Hold on. Hold on. I'm looking for one where you can get a nice, clear picture. So as we talking, you know, you'll be able to see. Let me see if I go closer. Okay. So, right now, as we looking on this map, right, see Poland here, right? You have Ukraine right here, right? So, as we look at this map, right? As we look at the map, let's hold on. Um, I need a better. Right. trying to look for. Okay, hold on. So. Okay, I can't see it on this map right here. I mean, it's not that I can't see it. It's just that the way it's on my screen, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it very, very small. So I need to. Um, yeah, it's not letting me. Let me see if I can go like this. Go into view image. Alright. Okay. So. Alright. So go in. Cool. So let's understand the players here. Alright. So this is all. This is a part of Russia too. This little part right here, Lithuania, right? All of this. So we got this up. I just wanted to make sure that we can see the area, like what we are dealing with. All right. Let me come over here. Map of Middle East. Right, so I'm gonna put up all the pieces. How we can know what's going on here. All right, hold on. All right, map of Middle East. We got images. All right. So we come over here. Let's see about this one. All right. Boom, boom. View image. All right. Okay. So, we have Russia over here, right? We have Georgia. We have Iraq, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, right? Jordan, all of that. All right. Okay. So, Israeli. Hold on. Israeli Ukraine connection. Israeli Ukraine connection. All right. So, let's go to some news. All right. Ukraine news to declare capture Russia tanks. No, my fault. Israeli Ukraine connection. Okay. Share Israel taking home efforts to Ukraine young Christians. In Israeli Tel Aviv, hundreds of protests show solidarity with Ukraine. Explainer: why Israel is meddling between Russia and Ukraine, right? Israel throws its weight behind Ukraine, but is wary of provoking Russia, right? Now, hold on. I want to look for post. Boom, boom. Can, right. Russian war on Ukraine triggers earthquake in global shipping trade industry. Boeing cuts ties with Moscow over Ukraine invasion. Moscow says it's ready for peace talks. 10 cybersecurity stocks to watch amid invasion of Ukraine. Hold on. All right. I didn't know it was that close. Oh, that's why is this. Okay, Ukraine calls on citizens area to use guerrilla warfare against Russian troops. Step up Ukraine. Um, Ukraine. Um, phone. Right. Okay. Russia cyber warfare on Ukraine. Feds warn. See tax cyber. No, I'm looking for an article. It's just that I haven't pulled it up in a while. So why Israel should stay out of Ukrainian conflict? Israel misspoke. Ukrainian crisis. Let me go to regular. Um, Russia cyber. No. Feds warn Russia hacks Ukraine. Boom. What Israel can do for Ukraine cyber. Extra chief Russian cyber attacks. This is May 2nd. No. Both sides, Ukraine heavy using cyber attacks. See, now that after we already went into so many cyber attack, these are the top companies in Israel. All right. Well, anyway, Ukraine, right, is up there when it comes to Russia and, hackers and all of this, just like China and that whole, area. So, when this was first starting out, right, Ukraine, well, Israel concern is their workers, right? Because they get workers dealing with Ukraine, right? Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up like this. Israel and Ukrainian workers. Okay, Ukrainian defense attracting volunteers in Israel. All right. Ukraine defense attracting volunteers in Israel. This is a personal boom boom. Israel embassy works. Right. Live update. Returns from surprise trip. Explains why Israel is meddling into Ukraine. Let's go on to this one. It could be this. All right. Okay. Tel Aviv, Israel. With his surprise visit to Moscow on Saturday, Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett is assuming the unlikely role of mediator between Russia and Ukraine. Bennett, who has helmed the country for less than a year, and is largely untested on the world stage, positioned Israel in an uncomfortable middle ground between Russia and Ukraine in the lead up to the war, creating a launch pad for which to emerge as a player in diplomatic efforts. By wading into international mediation in the midst of a war could be a minefield for Israel. It rallies on its ties with the Kremlin for security coordinations in Syria, and with Moscow sitting in as negotiating tables with Iran over its nuclear program. Israel cannot afford to anger President Vladimir Putin. What more is unclear whether the effort said to have been coordinated with the U.S. will bear fruit. You know, you have these players. Here is the look. Here is a look at the unexpected new player in Ukraine crisis. Came to power last year as part of a pack of 8 ideological departure parties bent on ousting Prime Minister Benjamin, right? A religious Jew who made millions in the country's high tech sector. Right? Understand that. Understand what I just said right there. Look, I didn't even know this article, but I know it's going to address it. What people are really missing. Right? We're going to get into Israel and their actions. Not just with this. I'm not talking about Ukraine. But I tell people all the time, Russia and Ukraine, cryptocurrency, right? Promotion. Right? Okay. So, a religious, hold on. Let me see if I can actually zoom in. No, it's too close. I'll just keep it like this. Take me away. Right? A religious Jew who made millions in the country's high tech sector, Bennett has served in various cabinet positions in the past, but lacks the charisma and the international experience in his predecessor. Predecessors, I don't know what that is. Mediating between Ukraine President Vladimir and Putin is a former KGB agent will take him like test him like never before. But remember, pardon me here, right? Remember the title here, right? Russia and Ukraine, a cryptocurrency promotion, right? A cryptocurrency promotion. Understand that, right? So understand what we about to get into here. Iran Israel high tech connection. Okay. Well, I don't know where that's at green at. I don't know where that's in there, but okay. Pardon me, I'm over here looking at this, pulling this up for y'all. All right. So, why are high tech, Israel high tech companies bracing for conflict? This is the article. Now, mind you, this article comes February 14th, right? So, it goes, why are Israeli high tech, pardon me, why are Israeli high tech companies bracing for conflict in Ukraine? Now, like I said in a past show, I was given the breakdown of Israel hacking, different people around the world. Israel spying, tech spying. Right. Israeli spying charges. Right. Israel charged 4 women and 1 man with spying on Iran. No. Charged tech. Israel charged no. Right. Israel couple face no. Um. Cyber spying. Israeli made surveillance software was reportedly found in the phone of a critic of Indian Prime Minister on Monday, according to The Guardian. Load era, the phone owner, Rona Wilson, jailed on terror-related charges, is now facing new scrutiny following these new allegations, including a plot to assassinate Mahdi. Israeli police spying on citizens illegally. Is Israel police using internet show Pegasus to spy on citizens? Right? You see these titles, right? Illegal domestic cyber spying allegations rattle Israel. This is all in 2020. Understand what I'm telling you here, right? So, we have a group of people, right? Pardon me, right, who now hold on a minute. Now let's go back into Ukraine, right? Hold on. Right? Why Ukraine, Israel, high tech companies bracing for conflict in Ukraine? Now remember, I'm talking about cryptocurrency. I'm talking about people spying using high tech systems, programs and these type of things. Okay? So it's going to affect a lot of Israeli high tech companies that are really relying on teams in Ukraine to develop and support their day to day business. According to Israeli Blend CEO Yair Tao. I'm not saying, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but so I called this when it was first mentioned back in February, right before it went down, because Israel was already being watched for them using spyware, right? America had beef with Israel too on spying charges. And like I said, no, I don't know what I said yet. I was just fixing this. My fault. Uh, so Israel, right, who's been under investigation for spying, even on America, right? Got my jar of lighters over here. And it's getting low because I keep misplacing lighters. Anyway, right? So, Israel is already under investigation for their use of tech equipment to spy on people. Who are they rely on? Ukraine, right? So now let's keep that in mind. You put that in your mind. Say, okay, we have a group of people who seem to have this interest, right, in Ukraine. So now you need to know why. So I gave you why. Why would they personally? Because these are your tech guys. Russia, Ukraine, China, these are your hack squads. That's why they're saying like this is a cyber war. And so you see all of these attacks happening in the cyber world, right? So while all of that is taking place, we also have advertisement. We have advertisement. What advertisement? You have cryptocurrency, owners with their moral, oh, we're not this, we're not, we can't tell these people they all of that. And don't think I disagree with that. I'm not saying it like I'm, making fun of them. What I'm making fun of is the fact that the end game, the end game is laws get pumped in after you convinced all of these people this is the way to go. Yeah, crypto. Yeah, they got your back. You can control your money, and right. So you're looking globally at the effects of not having currency in your hand. You're seeing it in real time, right? But you're not looking at the challenge in it, right? Because now you're hearing this great promotion of crypto. Wow, yeah, they not gonna block the money and these type of things. So if the regular common man is not looking, if he's not paying attention and he's just taking it for granted, right? He's not looking at the setup. I showed you the setup with shopping online. That was started from the mall riots, even back as far as Cabbage Patch Kids, right? The engagement of turning everything digital. So first they had to make it in your common life, credit cards, stuff like that. So then from there, they caused the chaos while they introduced this great device. Look, we got this device. Now, let's create a situation to make that the greatest. So, you start causing problems of anything that would combat that. So, you got germs you don't want to touch, use the card. See what I'm saying? So you don't want to stop at a pay toll, use this box on your window and you can just drive through. So you was indoctrinated into it on a financial dealings. Cuz those are financial dealings that you don't have to have that issue with. So now you done shifted the people into a direction. So crypto would be the nail in the coffin, right? Right. Keep in mind. Hold on. All right, hold on. I didn't realize I had that playing in the background. I don't want to get flagged or nothing, so let me turn that TV down. All right, hold on. Pardon me here. Let me just turn this volume down. Actually, I had a TV on in another room and shit. All right. Okay. And to think about it, you're probably hearing the damn fan, so I'm gonna go get up and turn the fan off after this break. I don't like any type of noise. I like for the people to just have a good listen. So we got Russia, right? Who also is a communist. Now let me show you how that plays a part. The woke community is a communist movement, right? Appeals to people with this open appeal, right? So while it's giving you this great, you don't know that it's under that system because your comprehension is what they're working on. I told you the woke community, right, relies on your lack of information. How you comprehend what is given to you. That's why they point to the book in Freemasonry. Because you most likely do not know or understand what you are reading in totality. So, the woke community comes in and they also promote all of these other things that would weaken your system in order for them to come in. So if the black man was the symbol of strength, break that. The imagery that you see, break that. Whether it be white, black, Chinese, break that male imagery. Change who the dictators and leaders are, and then go in and crush it. So for me, I'm gonna say an invasion of the United States, right? I give it like 20 years. 20 years. F that, like within a 20-year span. So it could be tomorrow. You know what I mean? But within a 20-year span, an invasion in America that's visual, because it's happening now, but you can't see it. You can't see it because you expect bullets and gunfire. You know, so you look at Ukraine and you think that in your mind that's an invasion. But no. Mm-mm. Not in today's time. Russia is doing like a relic move. But you see, they are prepared for modern warfare, cyber. They are prepared. They've been prepared. They little kids are prepared. Like how you got Chinese people, who they say, was raised martial arts as a child and all of that. Like as part of their whole structure. That's the same thing you get when you pardon me here, I'm looking when you get that. When you look at this whole structure, when you understand how the attack is happening psychologically, right? So you place the people within the unit, break them down, because your investment, like I tell people all the time, you want a great example of the destruction of communism? Look at the Black Panther Party. Not by what you see J. Edgar Hoover and them getting the weight for. Not to take any weight for them. I'm just saying there's a weight that needs to be put over in communism as well. Because it gave the impression that you could sustain off of just this. And that's just not how it really is. You know what I'm saying? So, and hold on, I'm wondering why is my hold on, um, I was just wondering why is my volume down so much. So I don't know. Okay, there it goes. Sounds a little up again. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. So when I try to tell black people an example of communism, I use the Black Panther Party but it's it's a difficult conversation. Right? Having a conversation with black people about communism and using the Black Panthers as your greatest example is one of the hardest conversations you could have with black people because it appeals to the correct thing, meaning that you know the revolution and the same way you had the American Revolution and all of that. That's correct. You understand what I'm saying? Like the problem is it was funded, so now people was under the impression that it was holding down its own. So you'll hear all of these talking points. Oh, they had the health care, they did this, they fed, right? Where is that system now? Where is it? Shit, 5 years after that time frame. Where was it? You know where it was? Nowhere to be found because it was funded. Because black America, right, does not know how to ante up. That's a fact. Black America does not know how to ante up. Meaning that everybody you put in front of them is dirty. Their hands is dirty. I don't care if they come with a smile. I don't come with if they come with a frown. Their hands is dirty, right? And so since their hands is dirty, nobody is willing to put into the pot, right? The pot of 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 this is where we are headed. Every time you see their pot, meaning their Colts or whatever, Dr. Yorkers or whatever, it's not in that push. It's for corrupting and taking advantage of their own. So they use the device as a come up. And so even with the dirt, if the dirty was over in like say it was dirty snow you got it from, right? The people would look at it different. But within our community it's set up to where their hands is dirty, don't invest into that. So then that imagery that you have is from outside sources. And with that being said is, how are you supposed to maintain a system if it's based on outside investors? If that makes sense. Because if you look at the aftermath, it's like it put the situation in a more corporate grab. Those same movements, they attach themselves to afterwards. They attach themselves to the Panthers, right? Bloods, Crips, whatever. Oh yeah, we was this, we came out of, at least that's what the later promotion was, not the original. I don't know what their promotion was. You know what I mean? But I think it was just young kids, these different pockets, and, a brother with a good intention was being used by, corrupt people to set the stage in motion. Meaning that you got a good brother, Raymond Washington, with a good idea, took the Freemasonic muscles and going out and pressuring them and putting this structure in order under this banner. But then that same system that set him up, ironically, he's taken out, nobody knows, you know what I mean, type of a thing. And next thing you know, the chaos ensues. Like, so you took a system that was to put everybody under, and then that same system spends more time fighting themselves more than anybody. You'll hear about the Bloods and Crips war, but the internal war is way more damaging. And so the people on the inside don't understand that. They're not really looking and understanding that, right? So we have that same, structure being set up within our community as communist system. You might not think it's that, right? You might not think this giving everybody this "I'm God" title, right, and making nobody accountable. Remember, you took away only God can judge me, right? You added that to the equation, right, of telling everybody that they're God, who don't understand what God means. So I'm just telling you the infrastructure of the woke community, which is, this communist movement. And so when people say, yo, the woke community is communist, it is. It is. It's Marxism. Is pointing over here, look at this wording, and while playing games with you. Messing with your head. So I give America 20 years. If America doesn't understand, and that's universally, not black, white, Chinese, Indian, universally. If Americans do not understand how the invasion is happening, and it's not just in one community, understand what is being promoted, and then you can go and say, okay, is cryptocurrency the nail in the coffin? You're giving a major promotion. You're overlooking over here the players and why they are in the game. The minute the war happens, you see the announcements of the cyber guys. Right? And then this becomes a player of Anonymous, the Russian crew, right? And you see Israel stepping in, who happens to be great buddies with the Ukrainians, while at the same time they are known. The Israelis have been hacking and using the phone to get into people's information, while keep in mind the major promotion that was already pumped in through YouTube, Facebook and all of that from Russia. Republicans was in it because of your boy Donnie. If if all sides are not playing it right now and walking you into something, because remember, you got to do it to yourself. They got to prove that you would do it to yourself. So anybody who's still not, you are literally walking into something that you don't even realize it. Then when you on the other side, you laughing and you don't realize that you was tricked anyway. Cause now you believe in that nonsense. And you believe it works by the rituals, you know what I mean, which I guess they do based on, the trick knowledge that you use. But that system is controlled. It's passed out. Imagine you get in the script and that script is passed out. So here you know what I mean? So you can update it, but that's what's happening. So then we have Ukraine. Is it just, a ploy? Is it really nothing? I mean, in the chessboard of life, not to say the people are not really there, the black people, the Ukrainians, all the borderline, all, not to say none of that is real. But it could be put there, forced there, so those are not actors. You know what I'm saying? They just put in a situation to where it just makes great footage. But really, what the objective is to promote the cryptocurrency, digital. Is that the ultimate goal? That's what I ask myself, at least. When I pondered everything that I just said, how they, you put the pieces together and you really look at it, right? You got the Israelis, let me put it on the table again. You got Israel, right? Who's been dealing with cyber attacks, even on American citizens, right? Globally, though, but I'm just including American citizens, right? So then you also have Russia, who's been promoting and, controlling votes and all of that within America through the Republican side, right? But this is a communist movement that's promoting Russia while getting on TV and having a problem with these agendas. So then you got to wonder, are both of those people being used, right? As well as Ukraine being the point. You got the Israelis who could step in and be the heroes, right? You got the Ukrainians who you used as the example, Like this is, what I'm saying? And you got the Russians who become, you know, uh, um, it was, I want to say, a military force in the sense of laying the hammer down of this is what we willing to do. We ain't had no problems in a while. We, you're moving out of the Middle East, so we need a new conflict. And this time, America is they're mad. It's like America. This is how you know the collapse inside of us, right? Then it's the memes of Biden, the quicker, effer upper, you know, like I'm not Democrat or Republican, so put it like this: I am a Republican in the sense that I stand more on their laws, right? Their vision and stuff than I do with the Democrat in the woke community, the vocal woke community, the background woke community, which is the Republicans, because you got the Kavash or whatever them dudes' names is. All of them type of people. That's all the woke community too. That's the woke community too. So if you thinking it's not, and you thinking that this ain't a game that's being played, and you already seeing who they giving it to. I mean, as far as Trump to Russia and those type of things, you know what I mean? If you ain't seeing this and understand what is going on, can't tell you nothing. The woke community is the weakening of the people through these clashes of back and forth that is created by them. Go on Clubhouse. Watch how to be the same people closing down the room to go into another room to keep putting out this negative energy that people grab onto and add, and then they'll pop into a room. Oh, yo, I heard, yo, you didn't hear, yeah, and then they come in, and that's what they promote to the listeners. So it's a whole scheme, that's happening even on Clubhouse if you're aware and you got good ears to hear. If you got good ears to hear and understand a hustle, a con, the same team coming in and rocking the same script. If you got good ears for that, then you good. If you don't, if you confuse the two sides and think that they are not the same with one agenda, so their agenda is to soften you, because that's how they can invade. You got dudes worrying about, like the color of their hair and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you see me gritty, man. My shit, fuck about that, man. Fuck I look like. You know what I mean? Like, man, listen. I hope you don't think that shit gonna stay there when you're coughing and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna outgrow and shit. You know what I mean? Well, they probably see you. They'll have that in a dye. So, they come pick up your coffin and shit. Like, this motherfucker was running around here with, whatever color hair, whatever. That ain't my business. All I'm saying is, while you playing that game, there's a big agenda happening. If you're not looking at all of the players. So I'm always questioning Russia and Ukraine, right? A cryptocurrency promotion. Because as you listen to the whole thing? What is surrounded or like right there in the middle of that? Cyber, crypto, digital. So, another thing people should be invested in right now is the tech industry because that's like the biggest promotion that you getting. Anybody right now, well, if you feeling like everything is good, pardon me, I'm about to pull up some. Traders is off today, so we just tomorrow we gonna look at these at certain industries. All right, you got commodities, all right, most active, these type of things. So we gonna start looking in there. And I want to prove a point that I'm gonna pick a company. We're gonna just look at it, see what they interested in. And we gonna play the stocks. We're gonna play the just can I call it? Can I call what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna jump into the stock market, right? And just say, okay, just based off of what the news is saying, right? If you know anything about the stock market, you gotta follow the news. You know, Dow Jones, Wall Street market, gotta follow the news. See what they worried about. And then you know what industry to either avoid or to invest more in. Right? Because it could be in a down right now, like the bear like in hibernation or a bull, charging forward. So remember, sooner or later a bull gotta rest. And a bear gotta wake up. You know what I'm saying? Never forget that. You know, uh, a bull, they're gonna keep pushing forward, but it's gotta rest. And a bear gotta get up sooner or later. It's like don't you know disturb the bear. So you gotta know what to invest in so you watch the trends. Like right now, crude and oil and all of that is where the money is gonna be invested in. They telling you. Long term, solar. Because this is telling the world digital because if these elements are controlled by them, then you should go this way. But they'll come and dictate that as well. Right now, that's the push that you might not be aware of, but that's the push. To get off that whole wave. They've been pushing the cars, the digital cars for a long time. I remember back in the days they had the pictures of the what do you call it, like the it was like a kids. I'm trying to think what the hell I was just saying and shit. Now I'm looking over here at the part of me if y'all can't see what I'm seeing. Um, I'm just over here looking at this while I'm thinking. I be looking too many places and thinking of too many things, and so I'll be blanking out everything. Then I gotta be smoking these isms. So let me see. Um, When you looking, like I said, back to the subject, Israel. We're gonna go into the Israeli, right? Their scandals, right? So we got Israel made, right? So this is one illegal domestic cyber spying allegations rattle Israel. This is February. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's just go into news. All right, just pull up the news. So the articles will come up like this. Okay, it goes North Carolina, batch of pleas on Pegasus spying charges on February 23rd. The Supreme Court is scheduled to hear on Wednesday a batch of petitions on the Pegasus issue for the first time. Now, mind you, this came out 12 days ago. What did Israel decide to do? You get caught up in something. Get caught. Next thing you know, I'm seeing conflicts and somebody stepping in and being the supposed hero. We'll find out, right? Because because Putin, and he needs to, because he's just ex-CIA, and so this is gonna be his test, because he's new. He only been in for a year, right? Then you got a president where you gotta wonder, is he a puppet? Ukraine. From what I'm understanding, this guy was a comedian. Not to say that comedians can't be politicians. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So it just seems strange that all of this happens. A situation happens over here, right? Like I said, I'm talking the whole part of me here. I'm talking battle over battle over future of spy tech firm NSO Israeli court papers. A court fight within Israel's spy tech firm NSO group has shed new light on the crisis engulfing the company group. Israeli Justice Minister says probe didn't find any sign of police abuse in spyware case. Israel probe finds no Bennett to push Palestinians to join Israeli high-tech sector. Bennett for to push for Palestine to join Israel high-tech sector. The White House cyber czar is laying groundwork for big changes. Below, Israeli officials found no evidence police misused Pegasus spyware for cyber. Experts blast a DC mobile voting bill. Like I said, this is 12 days, at the minimum. Well, you got one 9 days ago. Controversial spyware, peddler, NSO, and legal fight for survival. So when I say Russia, Ukraine, a cryptocurrency promotion, I'm hoping you starting to see a pattern here in the nail in the coffin. They rattled your morale through religion, crippled it, right? Setting up satanic churches, whatever you deem as your moral compass, you have something that's being put in front of you to challenge it with no way to fight it, because the more they gather those people, the more they promote that situation. So if you have a ritual, say this is your ritual of bringing this into existence, right? You do whatever that is, right? Now they could close the doors on that. Now you can't do that no more. They're dictating that, right? So now these rituals are saying yada yada. You do this. The more they get indoctrinated into it, wouldn't they become an advocate for it? Silently at first, or make indirect statements, the triggers, the spells, right? For that to become the norm. So when you see the schools and all of these are all because of so many that went through that ritual. We know, we could say Sandusky, and we could see the effects of a what you call them, Weinstein. So we could see the building the army through those two type of situations. The hate, oh yeah, they dictate the money, yada yada yada, take over that, right? And we could see if they were violated or indoctrinated into a system, wouldn't they promote it, even though it's it's frowned upon? So then you learn how to fit in and be a voice amongst those who wouldn't have that normally within their circumference. So then you could have a TV show like Sopranos. You build it up to be this great show, and then at the end, you introduce that lifestyle, and you have these discussions. Next thing you know, while Sopranos, you knew that everybody was watching, you also promoted mental health and these type of things. So now when you see a society, that's what they promote, but which is not a problem. The problem is they're also setting up a system to where if you deal with mental health, say your rights to bear arms and these type of things, you relinquish. So while you are speaking of an actual fact that yeah, mental health is real, how you are are planning to use that against the people is a whole different, story. So the communism and all of those things are still being set up within the government because the Republicans, they sided with the Russians as well. We have a group who all deal with the new savior. After getting caught, you know, spyware and, performing cyber attacks. You call it a controversial spyware, right? Any other person would be called a cyber attack. So because you using your nice wordings or whatever doesn't change what it really is. It was a cyber attack. So now when you see all of this taking place, what stands there to be the hero? Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, remember, it's stepping in to be this, oh no, we not gonna do that. Look, we gave 25 to all of the people in Ukraine just so they understand. If you ever saw Scarface and you missed what I'm saying right here, you're a fool. The story of Scarface is ill. It's ill. It's the story of a flunky. And that's how you made the people that you made, by giving them that story. The flunky. If you ever hear anybody talking about Scarface in a negative way, trust me, they got it from me. I'm the only person who never understood how the hell people fell in love with Scarface. And then through my studies, I said, oh, right there. Because I always knew that Scarface was the flunky. He was set up the whole time. So I couldn't find a facilitator. But if you watch the movie, you find the facilitator. Learn the story, the script. The Freemasonic script wise and all of that, nobilities and all of those stuff, right? And you'll see how they line Scarface up. Tony Montana, he was a flunky. And he never knew he was the scapegoat. He never knew he was the scapegoat. Because he didn't understand the stories. I mean, when I say he, I'm talking everybody. That's why they made sure the promotion of Scarface was large. The promotion of Scarface was large because that was one of the biggest tricks pulled on the people. Pardon me. Right? Scarface, believe it or not. That was a script that caused one of the scripts that propelled the actions on the street through that script. But look at the actors. Understand what you're looking at. Seriously. And so through that, if you understand, you know, how the whole script played out, right? And then you look at the world stage, it's easy to just see how this is playing out For me, like I said, I'm in the pondering stage. You know what I mean? But I'm more than certain that's what's taking place. I'm more than certain of that. Only due to the fact that one group was already being watched. Look, they about to go into trial like tomorrow. All of a sudden, you got all of this taking place. But you also have a hero. Not the vocal hero, but the silent hero. You know? Oh yeah, let me put you on to something. I got my website. All right, got this one up. Hold on. This ain't a real. This is my website that I affiliated with my website, but I got to go get that, put together. All right, but this is what I'm using as of right now. Right. So I give like a quick description. Who I am, and I got my screens. I just, these are like the different, you know, catalogs that I got up there, the ADOS, conversations that I got, how not to become a Freemason. That's the last, series that I'm starting right now. Be a whole bunch of shows coming with that, rituals and spirits. Then, I got me again. Then it says, peep game for free, press, the button, and that'll send you straight to my YouTube channel. Then I also got my book up. So I just figured, makes it easier just to promote, the book this way. Just go right to the page. Then I got my merch, social media junkies, right? Some junkies, right? So whenever you hear like, me saying some junkies, or you ever see the sign where it says some junkies, it stands for social media junkies. You know what I mean? So I'll be dealing with a lot of social media stuff, and that. So all you gotta do is just go right here to the merch and go right to the page, and it'll take you, to my merch page. You know, so you can see some of the designs right here. Some of the designs. This is my revolutions. Like I'll be wearing my revolutions. I got a lot of those. Um, shirts. Got coffee mugs as well. Then I got the revolution will be uploaded. They say it won't be televised, but it will be uploaded. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my that's where you go. And like all you gotta do is just click on my page and whatnot, and you can just go right there. So like I said, this is my some junkies, you know, social media junkies, some junkies. All right, so everybody addicted to their phones or whatever. Social media is where it's at. So that's my thing. Just like grand strains stands for grams and strains. Grand strains, aka gas. That's why you see with the weed lighting up. I mean, rolling in the hands holding the L and the gas. You know, grand strains. So even in that, is basically the overall under Shakespeare Studios, not the writer, but like the African spears to shake the spears. You know what I mean? So when you see all of this stuff in the background, that's basically explaining the levels of the direction. Because I don't like to put it like you want everything under a banner, but when you dealing with different subjects, you don't want to confuse the people. So it's like break things down into different sections. But yeah, this is my page. Like I said, don't hesitate to check it out. Some junkies, right? As you see right here, you see up top, right? I don't know if you can see that. Hold on. See if I can zoom in. Nah. Okay. Well, on the top, you can see a image of B Next. B Next, like BX. B Next is a thing I came up with a long time ago. You might hear some people, say it, but I'm the originator of that. This is my my logo. I've been had that up. So anybody try to jack that, that's they ass, Mr. Postman. You know what I'm saying? BX, be next, baby. You know what I mean? So let me take me away so you can see this again. Like I said, this is where you see the merchandise. That's at the end of the bottom of the page. This is a little description of my book, Street Skelzy, Knock 'em Out the Box. See me again. Like I said, this is just a page that I put up. I'm gonna be putting up some more stuff every time I work on a series. I'm gonna add a series here. I'm not gonna add, regular conversations like this. It's just me pondering, you know, just wanting to, chat with the people and whatnot. Yeah, we doing over here. Pardon me. Bring myself back up. All right. So as we look into this, like I said, Russia, we talking about cryptocurrency and the understanding how a group who ironically is in the middle of this is also about to head to trial tomorrow. The Israeli, company NSO, which was inside of people's phones and all of that, which was leaving, like a malware, so it was able to gather your information and whatnot. You know, so you got this system, ironically popping up around the same time. You know what I mean? As all of this is popping off over here. So that makes you wonder, are they just distractions? And sure, Ukraine is the victim. They the victims in this. But my question is just who's the bad guy? That's what I'm really trying to ponder. I need somebody to tell me who's the bad guy in this. Because I don't believe we're or the sentiment right now is negative towards Russia per se. It's they're wrong for what they're doing to the people, but I still hear too much justification for Russia within those same people having that conversation. So I'd be confused, when I'm listening to it. I'd be like, are y'all justifying Russia's actions or are you not justifying Russia's actions? Because sometimes it sounds like when I'm listening to them, like you justifying them. It's not for me to say. Like I said, I'm only gathering. You see where I'm looking somewhere else. So my thing is to release the foot off the neck is just gonna be waiting to find out what's happening tomorrow. So for me, I'm going to keep a close eye on the trial because I'm believing that that's where this problem is lying. You see, this time America being woke was able to gracefully bow out. Now that's funny. This is what I mean about um the woke community and how it has affected the people in so many ways. It doesn't even realize it. With this unification once again through, the lens, through the lens. That's why it's always a dictation on what conversations you could have. I had conversations that just because I mentioned it, so I don't even, mention that. You know what I mean? So I don't get caught up in that. Can't have no conversation. Zap, you're like, and then you gotta, go to and all of that, go through all of the arguing, and you like, review and okay, yeah, you're right, and you like, yeah, but I shouldn't have to go through that. You know what I mean? I don't take a stance on certain things. All I could just tell you, take a stance on certain things. All I can tell you is, look, look at this situation, and from there, you should be able to deduce the conclusion. You know what I mean? Like, what is the right thing to do? Hold on, let me see something here. Right? You should be able to look then and come up to that conclusion on your own, is what I'm saying. Hold on. Right? So, for me, that's what it is. I don't offer the conclusion if I don't know. I can't give you this is they I know the stuff that I point the finger at, I know. You know what I mean? As far as they're doing, I know this is happening. Is it because of? I don't know. But I'm seeing that on the table. I am seeing that on the table. The cryptocurrency was the like that piece because it was all about money, leaving them broke. It's all about everything is the attack on the finances. And who's saying, no, we ain't doing that. That's unethical, yada, 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 right? So while you looking over here, you better learn three card Monty. The cards. You know what I mean? Or the was the shell game. The shell game. Where you pick up you got to pick the top under the top or the shell with the ball. The shell game. Three card Monty. Understand that system on a big scale. While the world is watching, you pulling off a three card Monty on them. To watch this, right? Don't forget, you gotta keep your eye on this. Not this, not this, but this. Right? Don't forget. Then you like you like the girl from LL's first video. I don't know if his first video. No, it wasn't his first video, but I'm bad. Remember, I'm bad in the beginning. Matter of fact, wasn't the video tricky? Isn't that the beginning of the tricky too? When they was doing the 3 card Monty, right? It was Penn and Teller, if I'm correct, right? They got in the helicopter. I know LL did it with the girl, right? What did LL with the girl? Who was playing the 3 card Monty, right? Hey, I don't know. I know he was playing the 3 card Monty, and the dude came up. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I gotta remember that video. I know. If it ain't both of them who had a video like that, then it's Run DMC. You know, the tricky. Let me see. Let's go this. I'm gonna kill my brain. You know what I'm saying? It would kill my brain if I don't get the answer and whatnot. It's tricky. Run DMC. All right. So yeah, Run DMC is tricky, right? Penn and Teller, right? Doing the trick. Look, she got the. Look at the hat that she has on her head. Right? Now, y'all can't see it. I can't show y'all the video. I'm happy that, I'm blocking it. But go to the video. Matter of fact, I'm going to take some screenshots. Right? And from that, it's on you. You know what I mean? But back to this. Russia, Ukraine. What's in the middle of that? Finances. Who's been playing the hero? Cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency and Ukraine. Look, what I tell you about investing, what I say about investing in gas, right? Hold on, let me go back. It just popped up. Y'all seen it right online with me, right? I just told y'all right on. It popped up right on top with the red banner. Look, I didn't even know. It wasn't there before. But what does this say? Right? Let me take this away. National average gas prices tops $4 for first time in over a decade. I just was talking about making investments. I was saying the stocks, watch the crude oil, and all of that. I said, what to invest in, right? Pardon me, I'm over here looking on my phone. Oh, damn. Pardon me, I'm over here looking at some. Um, I was gonna click on it, but I'm gonna stick to what I was saying because all I do is validate what I was saying. What does it says? Ukraine is the latest country to legalize Bitcoin as cryptocurrency slowly goes global. You see it. What it says? Ukraine is the latest country to legalize bitcoins as cryptocurrency slowly goes global. As I'm talking, I'm telling you what I calculate on a regular basis, what you put in front of me. I can simply put this together and tell you how it's moving. Like if I was the type of person that cared about, like I told you, I'm gonna do the stocks and see, just to see. Like, can I call it the way I see it? Maybe I could join me. You know what I mean? You could join me and see it if, okay, was I bullshitting this whole time? Or do I really just be seeing this shit? This is live. I just showed you as I was talking. We could go back into this, right? We gonna go back into this and I'm gonna clip that part of me talking about it the next day and you knowing what pops up. What pops up? Huh? You tell me what pops up, right? Did I make that up? No. No. This is live. I didn't dictate that. It's just me simply seeing shit. That's for what it's worth. For what it's worth. So, is cryptocurrency the promotion? Is this fool's gold once again? Has any of them other things that you've seen inside these digital deals, the promise, have they come through? They deliberately have the ghetto fighting and all of that inside these fast food spots. It's like rumors within, especially the urban community. Oh, yo, they got good chicken, but yo, man, right? And so these are the promotions. So when you go there, it's like that's where you supposed to put on the show. And you wonder, is this all to take the people away for you to have the kiosks? See, this is why we gotta have the kiosks. I don't want to go in there and deal with that. See what I mean? So while you doing one thing, you giving an image that this is what you supposed to do in these spots. So the next thing you know, that's removed. Now you got kiosks. The people ain't watching. That's why I say I give it 20. I give it 20. That's why I be scared, always was scared to invest. You know, probably should have, you know what I'm saying, better than just standing there watching life go by. But that's just how I always felt. Like I said, I seen it coming, see it coming. You know what I mean? So maybe, um, I just was ahead of my time because I seen on a personal street level. You know what I mean? Like I seen and listening to the wording and I'm like, what? I remember them talking about Marxism and all of that, and you know what I mean. And so I know, and then you can transform a people, especially if they don't know what cultists are. You know what I mean? And so they'll be indoctrinated, not knowing what points they are talking because they've been indoctrinated into that's the talking point. Like I remember a few months back, I got into an argument on Discord because I remember I had this conversation, being on Discord and hearing the person talk about, oh, you gotta, promote communism. Watch is gonna be the thing soon. This is what he was saying. Apparently, we don't. I asked him to give me a list of people. He couldn't give me a list. You know what I mean? He was giving me this, but I know this is what the tactics are used in promoting stuff. Oh, this is what the industry wants. Yo, you gotta add this into your. And the dude that was listening, he understood because he was like, well, I'm a singer. Like, why would I be adding that information? Like, or how? You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? So from that, he could see why I was barking on the dude. Cause at first he's like, yeah, but why you barking? I'm like, yo, listen to what he's promoting. Right? And then after he goes, yeah, and I said, you see, that's when I got at him. Cause I'm like, yeah, why are you promoting that? And nobody, you know what I mean, could even utilize that information within this conversation. And now, as I look, I see that these are the things, like I said, people don't know communism, right? So they don't know how they be indoctrinated or anything. The promise of you get your wages now, you won't be here when the takeover happened. Don't worry about it. And so the new fools, once they have all of the people under it, they not benefiting like those who was starting off with that system of technology. So they not benefiting like that. While the information and all of those things is put out, first, and then it trickles down. And so by the time all of them wind up brainwashed into that system, it won't even matter. The latecomers, the last of the Mohegans who think that was the system, or those who don't know at all. Like me, I just won't have a choice because you know what I mean. I can't stop what everybody around me doing. You know what I mean? When they take the country over, what you would have been saying, nah. You see how Russia give it up. You know what I mean? So saying nah ain't gonna do me nothing. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting back going, okay. This is what's going down. That's what I said. I'm ready to move to Texas for a minute, at least at the bare minimum. Go down with the ship. You know what I mean? Go down with the ship. That's why. Hold on, let me see my you know, politics as usual. But you see my flag right here. You see, I just put the Black Lives Matter there. Because I'm a Republican, black Republican whose life just happens to matter too. That's all I'm saying. If you would allow a black Republican to say his life matter, I'm more than willing to be a Republican. I stand by a lot of Republican shit. I can't for it. You know what I mean? I stand by the Republicans on a lot of things. not how they approach it. But you know what it is? I think like when I listen to Republicans, they talk like like they home. Like Democrats, they speak like they going on a job interview. So everybody is that's why it's all inclusive. Like we go on this job interview, we the approach. You know what I mean? That's why they say, the quicker effort upper and cause it's like you on the job. You know what I mean? And then you got, like the Republicans, like they home. So like when you fuck up every time they get in the office, it's like, okay. Look, do this, do that, do like that's they acting like approach to things. Like one is at home. This is his country. He gonna handle it the way he want. He at home. He got his feet up. Type of approach to the microphone. I'm just being honest. When I listen to Republicans, I just think of a bunch of people who feel like very at home. Very, very at home. You know what I mean? Very at home, ironically. You know what it is? It's because it's kind of cloudy, right? I was thinking about the darkness. Um, so when I think about Democrats, I think about people like applying for a job, so they always gotta be and yes and we can and I can and you understand approach. Republicans don't approach it like that. Republicans talk like they talk to America like America is listening. like like America is the butler in a conversation that they having. Whenever you hear Republicans, it's like they at home, but they really talking amongst themselves. They not talking to America. They talking to Republicans. Like, hey, yeah, Americans. Like, yeah, this is what's going on, yeah. And I ain't gonna say we, cause I ain't Democrat. You know what I mean? But the Democrats, and I say we in the context of black people, you know, in that position as well of Democrat or Republican. Me, I'm explaining my stance. I'm not a Republican. I'm a black Republican. Totally different. We totally different from Republicans. I'm a black Republican. And my life matter. See right there? I'm a black Republican and my life matter. That's all I'm saying. See where it says peace? That's what I comment. That's what I tell the Republicans. I agree with you on a lot of things. Granted, I can't be able to kick my feet up with you. I ain't got old money, new money. I ain't got no damn money. So, I'd probably be a hindrance to you. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be a hindrance to you. I understand. You know what I mean? That's why I'm willing to bring, the black Republican, party with me. You know what I mean? With the black Republican Party, And so we want to move in to Texas, a couple other states, that's whole Florida, all the border states, except California. I guess they comfortable. You know what I mean? But Texas, Florida, I'm willing. I don't like Florida only because of the hurricane, so I think I'm safer in Texas. I think Texas is a safe spot in the South. Safest spot you could probably get. You get some water, you can get the hell out of places. Got borders, got over to the border, you know what I mean? It's straight. Texas is a very, very prominent piece of land. They said that's why they never broke that shit up. They said, nah, we're gonna keep all of this in one piece of land. You can break this shit up in states or nothing. This is gonna stay just like this. We ain't breaking nothing up. We ain't breaking nothing up. Texas is gonna stay just like this. You know what I mean? So me, that's where I'm going on it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to let it be known I'm a black Republican, right? And I just know black Republican lives matter too. And I speak for the black Republicans everywhere. That's what I speak for. I'm actually trying to get a drop. Not I was thinking, so I was talking. I was like, wait a minute, let me see if I can get a drop, and I can always edit it and use that as my footage and as a footage. So I'm gonna wait for it to come around again and give it another shot. I'm a black Republican. In my life, in our lives, I'm a black Republican. And my life and our lives matter. I speak for the Black Republican Party. Peace. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get it down. I'm gonna try to time it out. But anyway, you seen me calling it. You seen me. You seen me. Next thing you know, that's what they saying. The gas prices and all of that. And this is on a Sunday. Right? Commodities are up. Right? Currencies. Now, if you in the Forex, right? Check out your currencies. Because this is, that's your currency converters. But check out your Forexes. You know, if you want to really see the power of the dollar or yen or any damn or anything else, you know, that's the direction you might want to go. And I said, you know, I'm gonna get into the stock market just because I can see how things go. I'm gonna find me a great tech. I'm gonna put everybody on. Anybody could come join me and find out how good I am. You know what I mean? You can invest in yourself, or you could just look at me and go, I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just go through them. I'm gonna go through them. Let me see what else we got here. I know y'all wasn't looking at that, but okay, like I said, keep an eye out on that. This is my wrap up. Keep an eye out on, right? Bring this up. Keep an eye out for the Pegasus spying charges. Or actually already February 23rd. That was last month. Right? That was 10 days ago. The battle over the future, right? It hasn't it started. So I don't know what's the ending results. I haven't, be honest with you. Let me see some. But I remember it coming up. I didn't realize I didn't hear nothing else from it. So I'm trying to see if they said anything. Right? Be aware. Illegal spyware in your underwear. International criminal investigation now. Defendant. Israeli court law enforcement. See this? So even the Israelis, that's why I say I don't hold a group of people, because within that group of people, you know what I mean? Shit. Like most of them is under the same, you know, system. You know, the somebody dictating and watching, making you a criminal in your own land. Right? I mean, if this is their land, right? This is the land that they're residing in. That's their land. As far as, I'm not gonna argue with you. You reside there. So while you reside in there, that's violation. You violating them in their business. And you went beyond that. They just complaining because you did it to them, but America was victim to it. India, the Pakistanis. I'm trying to think of the list. I can't remember the whole list, but yeah, fines, no signs, right? Bennett, yeah, push. You gotta that's for the push to join high tech. You gotta understand. For me, when I hear this, I hear different things. I know everybody hears what they want to hear. You know what I mean? Sure. And I'm hearing what I want to hear. I'm hearing somebody needing to cover their tracks, have a conflict. Can't use America. America like, nah, we staying out of this one. So Russia steps in and says, okay, we got it. And we're gonna use, you know, Ukraine as a fall guy. And we're gonna come in and say, nah, we need you to stop because that's our peoples. Three card money. That's how I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling. I don't know about anybody else. You know what I mean? But that's how I'm feeling about, you know, politics. When I think of politics and I say three card Monty, these are the big level games of trading, finances, money, and you losing. Think about it. Peace. Watch that game.